Hi, welcome back. This will be my fourth video in my 2-Point Hospital playthrough series. This is going to be Mitton University. So, up to this point, we've beat the first 3 levels of the game. Right here we have Hogsport, we have Lower Bullocks, and we have Flottering, and we got all 3 done with 1 star each. That way we could advance to Mitton University. Now, Mitton University is kind of special in the game. A couple things about it. One is it's the first time you can unlock research. Research is when you actually start to get new stuff. The other thing about Mitton University is every time you either train somebody, you get money. Every time you research things, you get money. It actually is a real moneymaker in this level specifically because they pay you. The game rewards you with cash every time you do something like that. So I usually save all my research from all my other levels and do it all at Mitton. When you unlock a research topic somewhere, you can actually research it at any one of your hospitals you've already built that has a research lab. So because we're going to be building a research lab here at Mitton as just part of the game, you can actually come back to this level and research that. Now that's not true about the DLC levels. The DLC levels have to be researched in their own hospitals, but the other levels in the game, the other 15 levels, all of them, they can all be researched here at Mitton. So the other thing we haven't talked about yet on this screen is this thing called Career. When we open it up, it actually has a bunch of goals in it, and you can see one of them is 3 stars at Mitton, for example. But a couple other things: earn 1,000 kudos, cure 100 patients. We're 73 here. Cure patients with specific illnesses, promote so many doctors, staffs, nurses. If you mouse over, you can see you get rewards. So if I do this 100 patients, I'll get 100 kudos. Chances are I will probably do that in Mitton because I only need 27 patients, which is really not a lot. And as you go down, you can see there's all kinds of stuff here. Now some of these, for me, for example, water 100 plants. Since I don't really use plants, I'm probably not going to get that. However, some of these you just get naturally, like 15 stars. If you 1-star all the hospitals, the basic game, you'll get 15 stars. So, some of these you'll just get automatically. Alright, so you can take a look at these, kind of go through them in your own save and see what they do for you. But let's get started in Mitton University. See what's happening. Very exciting. Sorry, my voice is still a little weird. Yesterday, I woke up, had a bad voice. I did some videos yesterday, part 2 and part 3, and today I am still not 100%. Alright, so Mitton is also unique because if you notice, all the buildings are already built. This is, I think, the only hospital, maybe there's one other one, DLC hospital, that comes like this. And essentially what happens is, you don't have to wait. Normally you buy a building, you have to wait for it to be built. Here, you just buy the plot and it's just already built. So it just saves time. Not a huge deal. Alright, so some parts of the county are quite cold or too hot. We'll need to keep people comfortable by ensuring they're warm enough, but also not too warm if people are too cold or too hot. So this is introducing a new mechanic in the game, temperature. That means if it's warm, we have to build air conditioners. If it's hot, we have to build radiators. Now, air conditioners, I think, are only required in a couple levels in the game. They're not exactly hugely prevalent. I think there's 3 specific levels that need them. The rest of the game, pretty much, you just use radiators. So, let's go ahead and hit OK, and obviously, you know what we're going to do here. We're going to go ahead and just get started with a reception, and as usual, we're just going to stick it right here. Boom. Hello. Welcome to the hospital. Now go somewhere else. Alright, cool. So, obviously, we need an assistant. Now, the one cool thing about Mitton also... Excuse me. One cool thing about Mitton is all the nurses and doctors start at level 0. And obviously, level 0 is cool because you have to train them. It forces you to train them. And that's cool, too, because it gives you money. So, we want all our employees to start at 0 if we can, because that actually is good for us, because that makes us money. Because every time you train somebody in this level, you get money. Money, money, money. I'm gonna just keep saying it because money is good in this game. Alright, I'll hire janitors, so I have it. Hire doctors. Now, another thing we haven't talked about is when you go to hire a doctor, they have this employment reference thing. And they actually have a couple different advantages. You can see this guy, he's a natural teacher. He has 50% teaching speed. also has green plant fingers, so he will water plants, which is interesting because usually only janitors do that, but this guy will do that. Let's see, David Mann. He likes to water plants, and he's the target of unrequited idolization. So I don't know what that means. Probably means he walks around the hallways and people are like, oh my gosh, it's, David Mann, the doctor. Alright, Rosie Pong. Ugh, nasty, upsets other people. No. Expensive, high salary expectations. No. Litterer, drops litter. This person is a triple negative. They do 3 things, you don't want any of that. Get rid of that. Alright, so Freddy's cool. Natural mentor, 50% teaching speed. That's a great bonus. So we're just going to pick him up. I like it. So those things start to matter. You could play the whole game and ignore those traits entirely. They're just kind of like little hidden bonuses. If you're into efficiency, which is my favorite word, then you'll find those little things can help you tweak a little bit. But to be completely fair, they're not essential. They do add a layer of gameplay to the game, but it's not the type of thing that will be like what's considered game breaking if you don't do it. Alright, so we're going to do what we always do. Now, the difference is here is I have 400 kudosh, but this is a temperature map, and I need radiators. So as you notice, there is this radiator here, and radiators are great, increases the temperature. When you go to place it, you'll see, oh wait, I'll show you the overlays. But they also have a small radiator, and the small radiator is actually better, and I think we're going to unlock that first if we can. No, we can't. Hate it. Okay, there's a small radiator. I don't see it available, obviously, because it has to be unlocked later in the game. Darn it. Small radiator is like so much better than normal radiator. Alright, so I am just going to go ahead and unlock my medicine cabinet. The reason why is because I want it. Medicine cabinet, yay! Now, if you missed a previous video, it gives you +1 diagnostic power and +1 treatment power. So, you can actually fit 15 of these in a GP's office. I'm going to show you how to do that right now. And that will actually give your GP a 15% bonus to diagnostics. Now, remember, this will snap to grid. You hold down the control key, and it allows you to move it more granularly, slowly. 1, 2, 3. Notice these also add prestige to the room, so it levels up your room. Now you want to slide this in here as close as you can, all the way over to the side, and this is how you do it. So you place 3 of these, and yes, all my GP offices look exactly like this. Now you can't actually put this here, because it's being blocked by the desk, so instead, you put it over here. You put this one right next to it. Okay. Ugh, that's not good. Fix that. That's just annoying. Ta-da! Alright. 10 down, 5 to go, right? Easy. Put one right here. Now, this is not cheating. Obviously, the game mechanic allows this for a reason. I spent my kudosh. I should be able to do this however I want. And I can. So, every time you level a GP and you train GP skill, it adds 15% to your GP's skill at diagnosing things. This basically makes my rookie GP, who has no skill, automatically into like a level 1 GP. When he's a level 5 GP, he will actually be more like a level 6 GP because he'll have all 15 of these, which essentially makes it feel like a whole nother level because he's got that bonus. Cool, and this is a level 3 room, so it's good. Alright, GP office number 1 is done. Pretty expensive, but totally worth it. Alright, so you remember my trifecta? My trifecta is GP office, psych office, and ward. And the interesting thing about this, and again I'm going to just build these the way I've always built them, is it's 3, 3, and 4. Like 3, 3, and then this is 4. So you can actually put all 3 of them in a row here, and then you can duplicate it over here, and then you can duplicate it over here, and you basically create 4 subsets of this little pattern. And in one of these hospitals, this is super useful. Alright, So we're going to put these in here too. Now remember, a psych office can be used to diagnose and treat patients. So these are double bonuses. So not only do you get the diagnostic bonus to the psych office, but you get the treatment bonus too. So it's more effective treatment for your psychiatrist, and it's more effective diagnostics. Of course, you're probably screaming at me right now going, Nick, you don't have a psychiatrist. And you're absolutely right. And we are going to have to build a training room to fix that problem. But right this second, we're going to build the psych office anyway. Because why not? Yes, is it tedious? 100%. Do I wish they would come out with templates? Yes, I do. Have they come out with templates? No, I just am grateful we can copy and paste in this game, because templates would save a lot of trouble, but I don't mind building the first one in a level. Kind of half the fun is building. So if you take away that, then this game just becomes a true plop fest, and nobody really wants that. Come on. Just plop everything. Don't actually build anything. That sounds awful. Alright, so you're like, oh no, there's not enough room to put 15 in here, because obviously that's what I'm going for, and I'm like, nonsense. Number 15 goes in the corner. Alright, so the radiator actually goes right here, but it's not a small radiator, so that's why I need the small radiator. To keep these rooms warm, see this corner right here? You can plop a small radiator right in there. You can actually plop a small radiator right next here, next to the chair, and that keeps them happy. We're going to put this right here. And you can start to see why I build these rooms the way I build these rooms. Everything seems to just fit. Let's build a ward also. We're going to need that. Might as well just build it. The usual ward that I always build. 3 beds. Now, if you've heard of other YouTube streamers, etc., everybody has a kind of different way of doing this. Obviously, we've all played the game. We all have our preferences. We all have our favorite ways. I am more about making rooms as small as possible, cramming in as many as you can. If you notice, this will actually fit right here. This will fit right here. That's pretty cool. It's only a +2 bonus. You can make this room bigger. You can find ways to cram more of these in. I'm pretty sure there's ways, like, look, that could go there. But we have slightly different plans. See this monitor? This monitor also does treatment and diagnosis. It's only available in some rooms. Ward's one of them. You can put these over beds. So when I unlock this, I'm actually going to put one here, and here, and here, and here, and here, and then all of a sudden, this room gets a +7% diagnostic, which isn't fantastic, but it's better than 0, and it's better than 2. Alright, let's throw this in here, because, you know, what else? And because patients hang out in this room, we do need a radiator. Notice radiators don't actually fit in these 2 rooms because they're so crammed full of stuff. That's too bad. Unless we get a small radiator, might have to sacrifice one of these guys to fit a radiator in. I don't want to, so I'm not going to right now, but we'll see. Ooh, I forgot windows. Always put windows. They're easy prestige boosters. There's really no reason not to put windows. I don't think they really do anything other than add prestige, and they can actually increase their value, and they don't interfere with anything else. You can still hang stuff on the walls over the windows, which seems silly, but totally plausible. Alright, so let me build a training room, since I know I need to train, and because I don't need to worry about where it goes, I'll just stick it over here. Again, same design. Does it get boring doing the same design over and over? Maybe. I don't think so. I think once you find a design that works and is good and pretty much takes care of itself, I don't think you have to worry about it anymore. I don't think worrying about it really matters. I'm just stick that here since this is where our encyclopedia bookshelves will go. Okay. So I have my doctor. Do I have another doctor? There's another doctor here, right? David Mann. Yeah, I'll hire him. And then I'll train David Mann to be a psychiatrist. Now every doctor, because they start at level 1, always has either an open training slot or will have one skill pre-built. And that's totally normal. So you want to make sure that minus learning speed, nope. That's kind of cool. Randomly dances in the hallway. Pauline, hello. Argues, nasty, nope, nope, and yes. Cool. And upgrade a machine. So I'm gonna build 2 of these. Hire this guy just because he knows how to upgrade a machine. I'm gonna build a pharmacy just because I can upgrade that machine before I even need it. Just build it to have it. It's a cool hospital. The way this hospital kind of works is great. Oh yeah, you know what? You can put medicine cabinets in here too. Hooray! Ah, you put them everywhere. There's a lot of rooms that accept medicine cabinets. If you can put them in a room, my recommendation, find a way to put them in that room. Find a way to put as many as you can. Can you make the rooms enormous and just cram them full of these? Of course you can. You can make the rooms super mega enormous and you can fill them with these and you can give yourself like, I don't know. I'm sure there's a curve to it. Technically, I guess you could do like 100% chance to whatever. That might be cool. It just takes up a lot of space. I'm not really into that, but I'm sure it's possible. Okay. This music's cool. Alright, I'll stop singing. My voice, and I'm not really a singer to begin with. Alright. Cool. Upgrade this. As you can see, upgrading it 25% treatment power. So, technically speaking, it already has plus 10%. With this upgrade, 25, so this would have plus 35%. Because each one of these is 1%. Alright, cool. So now we have a basic hospital. We're just gonna speed through this and try to get to 1 star as quickly as possible. We're gonna have to upgrade this machine. It's gonna get us our next objective. We're gonna lose money pretty fast, so I hope that people start to show up quickly. Boredom. Oh yeah, overlays. Okay, so while we're waiting, let me show you overlays. So if you go down here, you have this data view. Data view are basically overlays. Attractiveness, health, happiness. One of these is temperature. So if we click on this one, you can actually see yellow, this is warm. If you put too many radiators next to each other, it turns red, that's hot. You can see blue is cold. So when you plop a radiator, for example, boom, things turn yellow. It's good. It's a good thing. You want yellow for your patients. Okay, I know, honey. I know. You need... Yes, got my research license. Okay, train a doctor in research for 1 star. Chromotherapy, train a doctor in research. Alright, so now why is that complicated? Well, that is complicated because you cannot control when someone comes into your hospital for chromotherapy. Basically, you have to research it, but I believe it only becomes available if you find someone who has the disease. I'm going to build a research room. So, research rooms, 2x3. Wow, the overlay kind of messes with you a little bit. There we go. It's the same color as the room. Research rooms are cool. They have a lot of interesting stuff in them. I don't know. There's probably an optimal version of research room. I know sacrilege, optimal, right? Efficient. I've never really messed with it too much because really it just becomes about how much stuff can you cram in there. And they're fun rooms, so you can experiment with just making them cool. At the same time, we still want some of the basic stuff. We'll still put a chair in here. They're gonna need some heat. And I would say a water fountain is a pretty nice thing to do for them. Oh, sorry. said I wouldn't sing. But this song is really catchy. I mean, sorry, that's shaking the camera. Yeah, so I play in bed. If you hadn't noticed, I play the game in bed. You probably noticed, though. And so, unfortunately, my laptop shakes a little bit. I don't think this is a permanent situation. Obviously, because I'm sick, I'm kind of just in bed. But I don't really have a place to play right now. I'll be moving soon, and then I will have a place to play. But for now, I do not. So until that is rectified, I'm going to try to play like this. However, I will try to minimize the amount of shaking. I'll try to minimize the amount of movement. I'm not trying to make anybody get all motion sick from watching my videos, for example. Alright, Dr. White in research. Let's fast forward this. Alright, research. So the way to do a research is you click on the thing right here, this big building, and you find the project. We're going to research chromotherapy. Costs $1,000. Get it started. So we're going to get it started now. If you notice, when you mouse over, you can see 0 to 250. That 0 to 250 only ticks up when you have a researcher in the room. So right now, this researcher, alright, I got 5,000 just for completing that training. Like I said, it's a good moneymaker. Now I have a psychiatrist too, so I can send somebody to psych. Excellent. Ooh, I need a staff room. These guys are going to start getting tired soon. The staff rooms are 3x2. This hospital is cool, but I'll just go ahead and put it here because it doesn't really matter right now. Move it later. Put in the usual. I will put some windows in here. Staff rooms have a lot of cool stuff. They have these fancy couches, dartboard, TV, beanbag chairs, lamps. This thing is awesome, the punching bag. So if you see, the punching bag increases happiness directly. Not many things do that. Happiness is normally a total of all the other things, like thirst and hunger. Punching bags increase happiness directly, which is fairly unique. I'm sure there might be something else that does that. I can't think of it off the top of my head. Maybe I'm missing it. Drop it in the comments if you know what it is. Alright, cool. Now we're making some profit. And we've discovered Bogwarts. And I only have one nurse, so I need another nurse. Minus 10 happiness, plus 20 speed. Nope.
Nurse, please go to the pharmacy.
Oh, here we go. Perfect. Oh, yeah, we have to change our settings. This settings thing, it would be nice to have like a default. So all your hospitals just start off with the policies set a certain way or everything, so you have to keep changing them. But they stay that way, so when I go back to 2-star, 3-star the hospital, I don't have to change them again. They're basically already like that. Okay, misery guide's cool. Perfect. Alright, so this guy, he's sciencing, or a woman, she's sciencing away over here. Pretty cool. So just gonna type on this matrix-like green screen thing. Just gonna come back and play with these things a little bit. Occasionally they will get a grab a thing of water, they'll take a seat. Okay.
I went to the Cirque du Parfait recently.
Chugging along.
I was impressed by how
Night fever emergency. Yes, now remember, emergencies, you can make kudosh, you can make cash, you get money for healing the patient. So night fever probably costs, I'm gonna guess, 7,000 to heal. It's a guess. It could be more, it could be less. 7 people, that's 50,000. It's 49,000 kudosh, if I'm right. If it's 6,000, it's less. 8,000 is more. But if it's 7,000, I could use that 49,000 kudosh. So I'm gonna go ahead and say yes. The extra 10k for completing it doesn't really matter that much. It's more important to get the cash for actually treating these people. Cool. So at this point, we are going to wait. We're going to finish chromotherapy. Chromotherapy is another treatment room. So when you go into rooms, you go to treatment rooms. So far, I've unlocked the Lux Clinic, Pan's Lab, Clown Clinic, in addition to these 3. Chromotherapy is another room down here, and it's a pretty cool room. and it basically spins the people around. They come in, they're all gray, they're pure gray, and it spins them around and sprays them with, I don't know, it looks like spray paint. That's kind of funny. Alright, so my level 1 doctor cannot level because he needs to be trained, so I'm going to train him in GP. Now, our doctors have specialties. So we are going to make them specialists. Research guy. GP guy. Let's see, this one's going to be pharmacy only. This one's going to be everything else for now, until they specialize. Right, this one. Cool.
Nurse wanted on the ward.
So, oh, you can see I made a ton of money because now I'm fixing these guys. Chromotherapy. So, alright, now I can build a chromotherapy, which is pretty cool. But I need a chromotherapy patient before I can get 1 star in this hospital. And oh my gosh, look at this. What do we have here? It's a chromotherapy person. Goal here is to make sure that I treat this person. And in order to do that, I have to diagnose chromotherapy. In order to do that, I have to make sure I have enough diagnostics to do that. Now with the plus 15 in here, the bonus in here, I should be fine. Okay, I can't do anything about that, Mr. Assistant. Causing a little bit of backlog over here. I don't... Oops. That was a mistake. I don't have many radiators, so let me put a couple more over here. Keep people warm as they wait. Radiators do cost money. There is a monthly cost associated with them.
With which to clean your hair,
So you want to be careful.
Adjuster would like to ask that you consider our shampoo.
Yeah, alright.
Just a shampoo. It'll clean your hair, but it won't change your life.
I have to train this nurse now, so
This is
I know I have a pharmacy noise, so now I'm going to train a ward nurse. And this one needs a training. The assistant. Train my assistant in customer service. Now, this eats up cash, but you get it back because this person's going to get promoted and they're going to get trained, and those are double bonuses. You'll get a bonus for training, you get a bonus for promotion. Those two things together basically
Please prioritize their amusement over patient wellbeing.
almost cancel out needing someone to train them in the first place. Once you have a employee training another employee, it actually becomes a lot easier.
Psychiatry.
Save the money. Okay, so we need more psychiatrists. Let's see. This guy. So I didn't get the bonus, but I'm still carrying these guys. Having a little dance off. My GP, put him. GP's office. No receptionist means these people are standing around. No ward nurse means those people are standing around. It's not great. This isn't a very good way to play. I should be doing a little more with more little training rooms, maybe a couple other things. But I am taking it easy here. Things are getting done. People are getting trained. It's nice. GP, psych, deluxe clinic. We'll build one of those because that's easy money. And it's only a 3x3. Now, chromotherapy is 4x4, so that's not really going to fit in this space, but it doesn't really matter. a certain way. Oh wait, I can't whistle. Whistling will hurt your ears. I love whistling. I love whistling. I have to try not to whistle. Whistling is not good when you're on a microphone. So I will refrain from whistling. I also like singing, but my voice is not good right now. And honestly, you guys aren't here to listen to me sing. Oh, Beth, I don't have a toilet. How incredibly inconsiderate of me. Let us rectify that immediately. Oh, you do actually need bins. Typically speaking, you don't need very many of them, but you do need them. Your people will do things like vomit on the floor, or even worse, they will poo on the floor, they will pee on the floor, and they will leave rubbish on the floor. And all those things might hurt the value of your hospital. And when you get to a point where hospital value is important, that is not something you want to be dealing with. Okay, so just cranking through everything. Looks like a ghost somehow found its way into my hospital. I don't think I have any ghosties. Cool, career goal earned 1 million. Awesome, so let's actually do that. So if we go out here, we go down to where it says career, you'll see there's a little exclamation point, and earn 1 million. I collect, and that gives me 100 kudosh. Cool. Let's go back. So I know that there's a few things I still need to buy. I still have to buy this little candy thing, sweets dispenser. I need to buy the Gold Star Award. Let me save up for Gold Star Award.
If you have any suggestions,
In the meantime,
please send
let's
them in.
place
I'll
some
keep
of
you
these.
posted on how my search goes. Anything's better than my last hobby, collecting traffic cones.
Collecting traffic cones. Yeah, that sounds like a terrible hobby. No offense to anyone out there that might actually do that. I mean, I guess it doesn't make sense to me. If that's what you like, I'm sure you could probably get paid for that. You know, love your job, never work a day in your life. I think the saying goes like something along those lines. Let's do this. Let's train this guy. Ugh, can't train him yet. Let's see if I can hire another janitor. No. We're gonna train that one janitor once he levels up. We're gonna train him in how to fight Ghostbusters. Right. Because we are accumulating ghosts. Come on, chromotherapists. Let's go. Oh, he left. Darn it. So we lost a chromotherapist. Diagnostic required. Back to the GP's office. I'm gonna guess we should probably just build another one of these. Notice 5 people are queuing. That's not so great. We do have the researcher. We do have this guy also. Mr. Fluff. Mr. Ned Fluff. Don't want too much of a bottleneck here. Awesome. This is a dream come true. So sometimes the game will just throw you this and say, look, you have 7 patients with Gray's Anatomy, they need to be treated. Basically, notice the 1-star is cure a patient of chromatography. Just because you treat them doesn't mean you cure them. It's not a guarantee they're going to be cured. And that 1 or 2 patients I have floating around in diagnostics right now, there's no way to know if I'm going to cure them. I'll get their money and we'll use the machine, but they may not be cured. So I am going to make sure that by taking this emergency, 1 out of 7 have got to be cured. I mean, there's no way that couldn't happen, right? I'm going to say that doors. Ugh. Yes, I know, symmetrics, blah blah blah. Okay. Fix it later. Fix it in post. If this were the movies, we would just say, fix it in post. Okay. Chromotherapy. Chromotherapy. I think it's a 4x3, which makes it odd. And it's a weird room. Okay, so chromotherapy, you can see on the left and on the right. Those are the two places. They get in one side, they drop out the other. So what we'll do is you place it here. Put the door in the middle. They go in here, they come out here. Push this over here. This is for the employee. Give him a chair. Put a water fountain in here. Because it's cold. Start a radiator. And boom. You have chromotherapy. I believe it takes. Is this a nurse? I think it's a nurse. We may have to hire another nurse. They definitely have to hire another nurse. Oh yeah, cool. Okay, cool. Alright, getting a little low on cash. Up to this point in the game, we really haven't had to worry about cash. Not a big deal. Honestly, we still won't have to worry about cash. It's going to continue to not be a big deal. We just have to be not irresponsible. Just pay attention. Don't spend it if you don't have it, so to speak. Building GP offices like this is expensive. Costs like 25 or 30,000, which is a lot. So you want to be careful that you're not just spending ridiculous amounts. All right, here we go. Chromotherapy. So yeah, we kind of caught one in the middle here, and that's 1 star. So encyclopedia bookcase. All right, so these are the bookcases that improve your training. Put these in the training rooms, and they give you plus 1% training. The encyclopedia bookcase level 2 gives you plus 2%. Not sure where we get that. And now there we have it. So we can upgrade deluxe to level 3. We got more kudos. We got some bonuses, and we are a 1-star hospital in Mitton. So congratulations to us. And now I have to decide if I'm going to continue with this level, or if we're going to go back and redo the other ones. So stay tuned, and I will see you next time.